What's good with the YouTube family? I'm back with another haircut tutorial. I got my boy Tinoo in the chair. We finna knock his hair down a little bit and then get my hot taper on the sides. Nothing too major. He didn't really want his hair knocked down too much, but he did want it taken down a little bit. So I just put on my highest guard and then went in with that with the grain just to knock the hair down a little bit from where it was already at when he came in. All right, and for this taper, I'm just gonna go in and set in my ball line first with my trimmers, and that'll be the first step for the taper. For this haircut, I think I went in and I did my ball line on each part of the taper from each side, and then I went step by step on each side just to do something different. I was going step by step. As I would on one side, I do each step at the same time on each side. All right, and for this taper, I went in with my 1.5 guard towards the top, and I opened and closed this guard as I was working my way to the top just to clear out a nice foundation for this taper. And for the next step, I'm gonna take my lever open, and I'm gonna use my corners of my blade. That way it's easier to blend that line out. And to blend it out, I'm just gonna close my lever and then use the corners to blend that bottom line out. And to blend out that middle line, I'm just gonna take my 1 guard and attack that area in between the lever open and the 1.5 guard I put in to soften that line up, and then follow back with my 1/2 guard to blend it all the way out. All right, and now that that side taper is done, we're on to the back taper. First thing I'm gonna do is go in with that 1.5 guard again, this time lever open, and I'm clearing up some of the hair at the top of the taper. I'm just making sure that the disconnect between the taper and his actual, like where his fro is, isn't that bad, just clearing out bulk at the top of that taper. Now that I've cleared out my canvas a little bit more, I'm ready to go in with my lever open on my Babyliss and just set in my next guideline above that original ball line I set in a while back. And to blend that line out, I'm just gonna close my lever and use the corner of my blade to blend that bottom line out. And now that I've cleared out that bottom line, I'm gonna soften up the area between the 1.5 guard I used earlier and the lever open with my 1 guard with the lever all the way open, and then just debulk a little bit more at the top to make sure it really blends in. And to blend this line out, the middle line, I'm gonna use my 1 guard with the lever closed to soften that up, and then follow back with my 1/2 guard. Now that I'm done with those other 2 sides of the taper, I'm going to move on to this last side, and I'm going to use the exact same steps. So it should be pretty easy for you guys to follow along and see what I'm doing on this last side. All right, and I want to give his hair look a little flat right now, so we're gonna put a little mousse and a little curling product in there just to sponge it and give it a different look. So his hair just look dry right now. We got to do a little something to it, and so we just gonna sponge it up, get it together before I start on this lineup. And now that we got the hair sponged, I'm gonna go ahead and do his neckline before we get to that front line. And now that we're done with the rest of the cut, it's time for some lineup prep. We're going to first comb down a little bit of the front lineup so it can give it a more of a faded look. And then we're going to knock it down with our one guard and spray it with some holding spray. All right, and now that we got a natural outline done with the natural lineup, I'm gonna go in and add some enhancements to make the hair stand out more, make the lineup pop a little bit more. All right, and now we done with the lineup. We're gonna hit them with a razor, enhancements, everything done. We're just gonna follow up with a little bit of holding spray and then go back over that lineup one more time to give it more of an ash look on the lining without having to use the barber pencil. All right, and now we closing in towards the end of the video. You see me getting his mustache, his facial hair together. That'll be the last thing we do. And then I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on this for this video.